Yo, YouTubers. I like the t-shirts. Alright, last night I did a couple of beers. I had a couple of them German beers and then a Glenafric, which I felt, oh man, I didn't even feel like sort of sauced and drunk sort of thing after I drank them. That's just weird about one of the more expensive beers. It's not like Frosty Jack or something. You kind of like, it's like single malt whiskey or something. It just catches up on you all of a sudden, doesn't it? And I felt really nicely sedated before I went to bed. That's all I had last night. A can of Glenafric and them 2 German beers, and I was very merry, chilled out. And anyway, I actually managed to keep hold of one more bottle for today, for tonight. I haven't had any other drinks, I just got one bottle now. Time check. 22:13, that's 13 minutes past 10 UK time. 17th of March, Wednesday. Wednesday the 17th of March 2021. So work out on the other videos how long I've been wearing this t-shirt, because I haven't got a washing machine, and there's a laundrette in this block of flats, but I just can't be bothered, you know, with all this COVID shit, like, you know what I mean. So I've sat back a bit as well for the light, because you couldn't really see me on the videos, could you? I know you all want to see me handsome head. So anyway, I managed to keep hold of the bottle last night. I was sort of so chilled, I went to bed and I thought, whoa, and I've still got one more bottle, what I got from the bottle shop, to review for you. And it's a Belgian tonight. Well, let's just check the price, check the receipt. What's it called? It's not actually, oh no, I got it the other day, didn't I? Yeah, I've had this bottle for over a week, well, nearly a week. So I didn't get a receipt for this, so I don't know how much it cost. But it's quite a popular beer, you can find it on Amazon and stuff like that, right? And I'm sneezed, I just sneezed and I'm like, keep sniffing, like. I haven't been out on ovens today, you know what I mean? Well, obviously, like, just chilled out, like. So anyway, let's get on with it. Bottle of Belgian beer I've never tried. And I'm a bit worried about this because the seal was broken, like, so let's hope it gets on that. I've been, you know, these bottles, mate, you know, these poppy tops are great for homebrew, isn't it, if you get into homebrew. So I'm collecting these bottles, but I'm going to be doing my own brew soon one day. So not even sure how to pronounce this, like, but anyway, drum roll. Hopus. Belgian with a poppy top. And what's it called? Brasserie Lefebvre. How do you pronounce that, man? How do you pronounce that? Oh man, these words, mate. Lefebvre. You spell now, how do you pronounce that? Lefebvre. Hopus. It's quite a popular drink, this. I've seen on Amazon and stuff, like. And it's 8 point. Well, you got one bottle for tonight. 8.3%. You can find other people reviewing this one. So yeah, it's a little nightcap before I get my head down. Any description? Let's see. Beer strong ale. Where's the ingredients in English? Ingredients: water, barley malt, glucose, fructose, syrup, dextrose, hop, yeast, Brewed and bottled by Gebraut und any other information? Nothing. Oh, it says, Bruce, stop being an alky. Or you'll end up like this. Like a pregnant woman. Like a fat bastard. Alright. Supposed to be a good one, this. I don't know. I just picked these up I'm randomly picking these up in the bottle shop to see what they're like. Alright, let's pop it open, let's get on with it. I hate doing this just in case, like. Alright. Whoa! The neighbours are going mad. I said, hey you stop popping them bottles. Hey you, lager out. Alright, wow, loud. That was a loud pop, wasn't it? I love them things, man. How come when you open a, like, you know when you use a can, like a bottle opener, and you remove a usual bottle top with a bottle opener thing, why doesn't it go? You know what I mean? If you do it fast, it doesn't go. So why does that go? Like all of a sudden, like. But is it the fruit dose or whatever? I don't know. Well, let's get on with it, eh? I'm trying to think if I've got any more stories to tell in half an hour, like. Stories to tell. Well, I've got another one story to tell, like. Plastic. Plastic's got to be ceramic. You know what I mean? That's plastic. Yeah. I won't tell you a quick one. We didn't see that anyway. It looks great, doesn't it? It's been chilled and the head's still there. And we can call it fantastic quality. Well, I don't know. Looks okay, doesn't it? Typical frothy, foamy head. Like mine when I get out of bed in the morning. Right? It's like hazy coloured, which is kind of a surprise. Lovely sort of brown to amber colour. Very nice. Looks good. You see the bubbles going up there. Spaceships leaving planet Earth. Must get to Venus. Must make it to Venus. Yeah, right, I want to talk about maybe, you know, like my favourite beer. My favourite beer, right? My favourite beer of all time is Bushy's from the Isle of Man, right? And I'm not just saying that, guys. Honestly, to me, personally, it's just, it's blown my socks off. I don't even know why it's so nice, you know what I mean? It's not like an outstanding flavour, but it's got like this, it makes me feel great, you know what I mean? And I've tried all these, I'm trying all these, like Glenafric, like German beers, Belgian beers, amazing beers, Golden Drac, Chimay, all these are like fantastic beers. None of them have matched Bushy's, right? But I think the greatest beer I ever drank in my life was my dad's homebrew. Right, now I'll talk about it in a minute. I'll just get stuck into the drink and I'll carry on. Like, I've only got half an hour, haven't I? I'm going to tell you about the greatest beer I'll never be able to buy ever. I mean, I can get bushies somehow from the Isle of Man, you know what I mean? I've got my sister lives there and she can, you know, she said she's got a couple of bottles to post to me actually, like, so looking forward to that. Julie, if you're watching, make that 200 bottles, please. And make one. I'm only joking. It's the thought that counts. It's like a skateboard keyring, isn't it? Alright, anyway. So look, that looks okay. Let's get the aroma. So it's a Belgian beer, isn't it? I don't know whether it's a blonde or whatever, it's just a strong beer. 8 point, what was it? 8.3. It's a crazy number, that, isn't it? 8.3, it's mad. 8.3, right? Love the smell, it's got a... Oh wow, what was that? You know what it smells like? You know, Sunday afternoons when in the 70s, like, and you know, your mum used to put like fruit, like mixed fruit in a bowl, and there'd be like cherries in it, and like bits of pear, and bits of like, what's the orange stuff? Mango. You know, like chunks of vegetable, like mixed vegetables out of a tin, you know what I mean? And then you get this like cheap and nasty cream. It wasn't like fresh cream, it was like, I don't know what the word for it is, like, it was like cream that my mum used to get, like, you know, back in the 70s or the 80s, well, it's the 70s really, you know, the cheaper cream, like sort of sour cream, and it's not like fresh cream, and you pour it on the vegetable, on the fruit, and there's this overall smell of the cream and the fruit together, fruit cocktail or whatever they were called, out of a tin, you know. It's got that, like, it's got the sour cream and the vegetables. Vegetables? Why do I keep saying vegetables? And the fruit, right? So I'm not getting much. See what I was saying last night? Look at that, I can shake this glass. And it's not going crazy, it's staying in the glass, you know what I mean? I can really shake it now. That drink I did last night, that one. It had the density and heaviness to it. It was like petrol or something where it could just fly out of the glass easily, you know what I mean? What is that all about? The volume and the... What's the word? Oh, what's the word? The buoyancy. But anyway, that one was like really heavy and dense. This feels light and wasn't a pint though, was it? This is not a pint, is it? Right, yeah. So that's my first impression. Fruit, salad and cream. Cheap cream. You know, like a sort of sour cream. Alright, up hell arse. Let's get straight into it, It doesn't taste like a Belgian beer at the moment. I've said that a few times and then it hits me like. It's just like a fizzy wine. Like a... I can taste the fruit salad in it as well. You know, when I say mixed fruit, when I say fruit salad, I mean the sweets. Fruit salad, mixed fruits, pears, cherries. What's that orange stuff? Oh, it's is it apricot? Slices of apricot. You remember it's apricot, isn't it? With cheap cream, right? Sort of sour cream, man. I don't mean that in a bad way when I say cheap cream. I mean like it just what it reminds me of, the aroma, right? But the taste is like a fizzy, like champagne-y wine, really, more than a Belgian beer. So I actually dig that. That's straight away I'm onto that, like. Very, very dry wine, grapey. But it's a beer. It's a beer that thinks it's a wine. Like most of these beers. Look at that. See, I can wobble this big time. Look, I'm quite wobbling it quite vigorously, and there's none of it splashing out and flying all over the place. Do you get me? Look, it's sort of like fizzing up, and why is the volume difference? There's something about gravity or something. It's weird. Right, but anyway, let's get back to while we're sort of just letting it kick in. Like, I'll tell you, I feel a bit warm and that. Yeah, my dad used to do homebrew, right? And he was bloody awful at it, really, right? He'd sussed it out. Right? He got his own kit and everything, like, you know. This is why I think I should get one, right, guys? Because he was such a, like, he wasn't an alky, me dad. He wasn't like an alcoholic kind of thing, but he loved his beer, he loved being bevied. And if he wasn't drunk, or he wasn't merry, or he wasn't not having a bevy, he was kind of miserable. He'd sit in the armchair and he wouldn't really talk, and he didn't want to talk. But as soon as he was bevied, he was like, right, yeah, okay, yeah. You know, he really liked talking when he was bevied, right? But anyway, he preferred being bevied, obviously, than being straight. He was a sailor, obviously, he'd been in the Navy, right? But anyway, he used to do these cheap home brews, like get the very cheapest one from the market in Birkenhead. And, you know, obviously they weren't going to be really good, because they were the cheapest one you could buy. You know, you get the stuff in the tin and that, like. And his usual routine was making them, putting them in the fermenting bin, right? And then he couldn't help himself. He couldn't wait. You know, like when you grow weed and you take the buds off the plants too soon, and you just can't help drying them on a radiator or whatever and smoking them and the shit. It's a waste of time. You waste it, like. But he used to do it with his homebrew. He'd put the glass into the fermenting bin and go and sit down in the living room and drink it, and it'd get you wellied. I did try a couple of them, like, you know what I mean? But it'd get you wellied, but you'd have a banging headache, you know what I mean? The next day or something, like, you'd be like, whoa. And that's why I didn't really get into it, like, you know what I mean? And he used to do it quite a lot, right? Let's just check, 16 minutes. He used to do it quite a lot, right? And he'd always do it. He'd always kind of disturb his brew by getting into the fermenting bin and drinking it too quick, basically, and not getting to the finishing process and putting it in the barrel or whatever with the carbon pellet things, you know, those carbon gas things, those cartridges and that, like to. And sometimes he'd do it, and sometimes he'd get through to the end of the brew and finish it off, but because it was the cheapest beer, the cheapest kits, you know, the cheapest homebrew product, whatever it was. I always remember getting them in the market, this particular store, and it was the crappiest one you could buy, you know what I mean? I think it was called, like, Old Plonky Wino or something. I still don't know what it said on the label, like, but it wasn't really very, like, brilliant, like, but sometimes you'd finish them, if I remember correctly, and they made it to the bottle. You know, they actually made it from the fermenting bin to the barrel with the carbon, and get to the bottle kind of thing, you know, like you'd have like a load of spare pop bottles, like Alpine bottles and things like that, right? Like I say, that's why I'm collecting these things, you know what I mean? I'm thinking of doing my own, right? But anyway, this one time, and the ones he did finish properly, they were okay, but they didn't taste spectacular. You could tell they were like a cheap homebrew, you know what I mean? Now, one day, my oldest sister, Wendy will remember this if she watches it, like, she showed up, you know, just before Christmas. She always used to bring presents for my mum and dad and that, right? And she gives me dad this box, like, and he opens it, like, you know, it's wrapped up or whatever. And it was like a special brew thing, you know, like a high quality homebrew thing, right? And I always remember it was from Boots, you know what I mean? It was in a box and had like gold letters on the box and everything, like, you know, inside there was like a tin and everything, you know what I mean? But like, it was like special brew Boots. Like the highest possible quality brew that Boots did. It would have been dead expensive, obviously, you know what I mean? But it would cost more than the shit that my arm was buying, usually, like. Right. And we get to he's going, oh, nice one, Wendy, thanks for that, you know what I mean? That's nice, you know, I'll do that properly, you know, because it was a Christmas present. So he swore to do it properly, you know, because it was a present. He goes, I'll do that properly, I won't disturb it, right? And like I say, I can't remember what it was, whether it was a kind of bitter, I think it was but it just said like special brew kind of thing, you know what I mean, like a Boots, like gold label on it kind of thing, like not special brew as special brew, like, I always remember it was like a high quality thing, you know what I mean? So anyway, he kept his promise and he did it properly, right? And he took his time and he did it properly, he carbonated it with the cartridges and everything. It managed to get from the fermenting bin to the barrel, to the bottles, and he put the tops on them and let them, like, you know, what's it called when they develop in the bottle conditioned, is it? Bottle conditioned. Bottle... You know what I'm saying, like. So he left them properly, right, and he had these, like, bottles, and there was only, obviously, I don't know, 20-something or something, I don't know. I'm not sure how many bottles he had, maybe 12 to 20 bottles of this beer kept in the bottle, like, and he'd done it absolutely properly, only because it was a Christmas present, right? And anyway, it came to the opening of it, like, you know, me and my dad, I was with my dad, I was I was actually there when he opened it, like, he goes, try this beer, eh, let's see what it's like. So he pours me out a glass, like, you know what I mean, he pours himself a glass, like, because one thing about my arm, man, he'd share his beers, mate. If he had money in his pocket, he'd buy your beers till the cows come home. But he'd let the house starve and go without food or whatever, you know what I mean? If he could. But he's proper generous with beers, though, you know what I mean? So anyway, he pours me a glass and he pours himself a glass. And we both go like that, like... And we both look at each other like, I'm telling you now, mate, I'm not just saying it because it was my arm, man. It was like divine. It was like the most ultimate beer I think I've ever drank, you know what I mean, right? And I looked at him, I was like, bloody hell, Dad, that's incredible. And he goes, it is, isn't it? That's flipping amazing, isn't it? So we started talking into it, getting into it, drinking it, right? And we got proper bevied, like really strong, really merry, really good, happy beer. I'm telling you, it was mind blown, right? And anyway, he says to me, you know, because I used to nick his homebrew and nick bottles and stuff and drink it with me mate. If Blaine was watching Andy, my old bass player, when we had the band and that, like, if we could, we'd have a bevy. This is kicking in, by the way. I'm feeling quite merry, like. Right, 21 minutes, about like 9 minutes. Right. And by the way, let's give this one. Yeah, it's like brewed champagne almost, but a little bit of hint of sweetness, a bit of spiciness in there. It's nice, that's alright. Whoa, the warminess, champagne, definitely like a champagne. Anyway, he says to me, now listen you, don't be taking any of them beers out of this house. Because they were amazingly, both of us were blown away, you know what I mean? We were actually blown away, we were like, oh, what have you done, Dad? This is incredible. And he goes, don't take any of these bottles out the house. You can drink them with me, but don't be taking any for your mates and that kind of thing, you know what I mean? I was like, alright, scouts on here, you know what I mean? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed behind my back, thinking, what am I wait till I get all of this out in the rehearsal room, like. Right, so anyway, I didn't keep my promise, right. I stole a bottle, right. I stole one of my dad's bottles of beer and I took it to the rehearsal room where we used to rehearse in the vicarage. You know, the punk band Reinforcements used to rehearse, right. And Blaine, the bass player, Andy, he would drink with me, but the drummer Andy, the other Andy's, two Andys, like we'll say Andrew the drummer and Andy the bass player, right? Andrew the drummer would not drink alcohol no matter what and wouldn't get stoned or any of those things, you know what I mean? He just didn't have a thing for beer because his brother used to drink quite a lot and he didn't like it, you know what I mean? But Andy, like the bass player, was like, wow, have you got a bottle of beer? I was like, Andy, look man, I've nicked this off my dad. It's like sacred, it's like the... It was only one pop bottle, one, you know, the size of a full bottle of lemonade, full of beer, and there's two of us sharing it, right? You'd think that wouldn't really get us bevied, wouldn't you? And I said, I've nicked this off my dad, he'll go mad when he finds out, he's counted them and everything. I said, but I had to get one, like, to let you try this, like, see what you think. And we said to Andrew, the drummer, like, you want to share it, like? And he was like, no, I'm not drinking, no. Right, and usually it was us playing brilliant in the band, and the drummer played crap on purpose or sort of sabotaged the songs, right? But this night, like, was like a complete reversal of roles. We shared the bottle, you know, sort of downed it as quick as we could. I can't remember we had cups or glasses. We split this bottle of pop, you know, between us, like, and as soon as it kicked in, like, Blaine or Andy, he was like, oh wow, that's quite strong, isn't it? You know what I mean? We didn't know what percentage, we didn't know no way to measure what it was or anything, do you get me? Like, My dad didn't really document it, like. So we picked up our guitars, and we were wellied, you know what I mean? We were wellied, and we were trying to play, and we couldn't. Every time I went up to the microphone, because I used to sing and play the guitar, like, every time I went up to the microphone, I'd be like, and the drummer was actually playing properly that night. He was actually practicing properly, like. I've got loads of cassette tapes from these rehearsals, by the way, 1983, 1984, guys, you know what I mean? I've got to dig them out of my loft and copy them if anyone's interested in hearing them. Some of them are quite good, you know what I mean? But anyway, every time I went up to the microphone and I had my guitar and I was like trying to be serious, trying to play, and this beer was just, oh, it was brilliant. I was like buried in the nicest way, you know what I mean? And the bass player was like trying to play. And we'd look at each other and then burst out laughing. We started to know as if we were stoned or something, as if we were wrecked on weed or something. Bursting out laughing like a pair of kids in school or something. We're like, oh no, I can't play. We couldn't play. We actually could not play any songs or nothing like. And the drummer was going, oh, come on, play it properly, will you? Stop messing around, man. Do it properly. I want to practice tonight, you know what I mean? And we couldn't even play. It was that good, right? And if Andy's watching, the bass player, I wonder if he remembers that drinking that beer, like, because it was amazing. It was like a dark ale, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't a stout. It was nice, like. But I swear down, guys, I'm not just saying it because it was my arm, and it was the best beer I've ever drank in my life. The hit of it, the vibe, it was unbelievably good, right? Never be able to know what it was. It was a Boots kind of homebrew, you know what I mean? And it's got me thinking I should brew my own and go for it, you know, see what, if, you know, you do it properly and you take your time, you don't know what you're going to come up with, do you? But I'd love to know if Andy remembers that night. Right, so I got back home, my dad was like, you take one of them flipping beers? I was like, no. Could only have been me, it wouldn't have been anyone else in the house, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, I don't know what you mean, Dad, you know what I mean? I didn't take one of them beers, you know. I was like sort of just sobering up after the complete disaster of a rehearsal, you know what I mean? 27 minutes, alright, let's finish up, eh? But I swear down, guys, if anyone's interested, that's the best beer I've ever drank in my life, and my dad brewed it himself. Johnny's homebrew, like. Johnny Williams. Indiana Johnny, I used to call my dad, you know, like Indiana Jones, because he'd sort of had loads of adventures, like in the Navy and things. Indiana Johnny, that's the name of the homebrew, innit? Indiana Johnny, like. Alright, man, look, it's alright, sort of a little toast to Indiana Johnny, like. But anyway, let's get on with it. The smell, yeah, it reminds me of wine. Doesn't taste like a typical Belgian, but you can see it's got the fructose and whatever in it, like those extra ingredients. I can see that's like a little bit of sweetness to it, like. It's probably that way. Cum shot. Like a pub beer, innit? Like a pub beer. But yeah, I'm feeling quite meta on that. Very pubby, very homebrewy. So yeah, Hopus, I'd recommend that for sessions. Nice one, 8.3%. Not bad at all. Because of the additives, I mean, I feel great. I feel really good. Oh, it's a 10 out of 10. I'll give that a 10 out of 10, but I don't think the additives are necessary, but I think it adds to the flavour. It's a little bit of a winey taste. Yeah, 28 minutes. 20 minutes, so there you go. Told you the best beer I've ever drank in my life, and I mean that, like, and Bushy's is the only beer that I can buy in the shops or what. Well, I can't buy in the shops, I've got all the Isle of Man to get it. If you know anyone that can go there, guys, get some, you know what I mean, I recommend it, like. But my own personal favourite. But my dad's beer was the ultimate, like. Couldn't even play my instruments, couldn't even do it. Alright, yeah, 10 out of 10. I won't rush this, I'll finish it off, like. Quite sweet, bittersweet. I like it. Yeah, I'd buy it again. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll be back. I'll promise I'll change the t-shirt next time.